Alexi Grasso has lost. Belal Muhammad has also lost his championship. We now aren't getting Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Real Madrid have also lost the El Clasico. And AP testing is this week, boys. It is just the Great Depression in MMA right now. So if you would like to support me in these tough times, make sure to subscribe, dude, because we're trying to hit 900 subscribers by the end of the year, dude. But like I said, JDM is our new champion. It's a pretty crazy visual seeing JDM just hold the belt while Belal Muhammad is lost, dude. I made a video talking about Belal Muhammad about 8 months ago when he first won the belt, and I thought Belal Muhammad was going to become a dominant champ. I thought Belal Muhammad had the ability to become a really dominant champ, and I get his age as a factor. But congratulations to JDM. I'm going to be honest, I'm not that impressed with his performance because Belal Muhammad's game planning is something that we definitely need to talk about, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. And now we aren't going to get Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. It's pretty sad. Obviously, that is a dream fight. 317, we're probably going to get Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Significantly worse matchup. But it's whatever, dude. It's whatever. It's so sad, dude. Belal is no longer our champion. And I gotta be honest, I was flat out wrong on this. I said Belal Muhammad would dominate this fight. But how was I supposed to know that he wasn't going to shoot a takedown all fight? This guy shot two real takedowns. 2 real takedowns, and both of those takedowns he got. The other takedowns were not true takedowns, dude. You cannot tell me that Belal went into those takedowns and fully tried to get JDM to the ground. I think the only 2 times Belal tried getting JDM to the ground, he actually got JDM to the ground. He wanted to strike. He wanted to strike with JDM, and that is horrible decision making. You know, you do not want to strike with a boxer when you're a wrestler predominantly. So it's really dumb, it's really stupid, and it makes me mad that that's how I lost this fight. I pretty much lost this fight because I predicted Belal, and that's how Belal lost this fight. That's how Belal's championship reign will end, and that's how Belal's championship reign will be remembered. You know, remember the name. We're going to remember him getting beat by JDM. And a lot of people are saying it was 4-1. It was not 4-1, dude. It was 2-2 going in that final round. And dude, like halfway through that final round, Belal Muhammad was winning. I think Belal Muhammad had just secured a takedown and like halfway through that final round, and he was just on top of JDM. But JDM got back up, and he just started raining down shots on Belal. You know, Belal's chin needs to be studied. But JDM just finally, he got the better of Belal in that final round. And obviously, JDM was probably the better fighter throughout. But I still had it 3-2 JDM. Dude, it was not as far off as you guys think. I do not think JDM will be a good champion, though. Whether it be Islam's next title defense, whether it be another welterweight contender, JDM will not be champion for a while, and JDM will just be another passing the torch champion. Jack Della Maddalena, the kid has good boxing, but the kid simply is not UFC champion caliber, and I'm sorry. You gotta say, he beat Belal Muhammad. What are you talking about? But Belal Muhammad, if Belal Muhammad actually used strategic game planning and did not try to strike with JDM, Belal Muhammad would have beat JDM, and that's a fact. Because on paper, this was a free win for Belal Muhammad, and you're gonna hate me, but this is a free win for Belal Muhammad on paper. And he fumbled because he wanted to strike. His ego got to him. As much as I hate to say it, that was horrible, stupid game planning from Belal Muhammad. JDM's our champion at the end of the day. There's nothing I can do about it. But when you look at JDM's next couple matches that he may have as champion, Islam Makhachev, the pound for pound #1, might be JDM's next fight. He's gonna lose that. He's gonna lose that 100%. Islam Makhachev, one of the greatest of all time, and JDM. Islam Makhachev's striking is better. Islam Makhachev's jiu-jitsu is better. Islam Makhachev's wrestling is better. Islam Makhachev's clinch is better. Islam Makhachev is the better fighter overall in that fight. And even the rest of the contenders in the welterweight division. You look at the contenders. Sean Brady's wrestling. I mean, it's far more dominant than Belal's. You know, Sean Brady's not gonna be stupid, and he's not gonna try to strike with JDM. Sean Brady's actually able to take JDM to the ground, and he might even finish him there. Shavkat Rakhmonov. You know, I'm not a big fan of Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think he's all aura, but I think Shavkat Rakhmonov wins that fight. Shavkat Rakhmonov is a far more dominant wrestler. He's very good in the clinch. He's very good when he's holding you against the cage, and his striking is sneaky. I just don't see JDM beating him. You look at someone like Kamaru Usman, who, if he wins against Joaquin Buckley, could finally be back in the title picture. And Joaquin Buckley too. Joaquin Buckley is a very, very hard matchup for Jack Della Maddalena, an explosive striker who also can wrestle. These are all very hard matchups for JDM, dude. Even Ian Gary is so good somehow. He's so technical, and I hate to say it, but P-head Ian Gary has a pretty good chance defeating Jack Della Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena is not that good. Jack Della Maddalena is just a mediocre UFC fighter, and I hate to say it, he's not champion caliber. But let's talk about the rest of this card for the rest of the video, because there is a couple things I want to hit on, like Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. And this was a pretty good fight. You know, I'm not going to say it was a boring fight, because it definitely wasn't a boring fight. But Shevchenko got it done. A routine title defense, I'd say. You know, Manfredo, she had her moments in the fight, but still, dude, it was an okay fight. The featured fight of the night, Jose Aldo taking on Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani won, dude. I think there was robbery, and I think Jose Aldo was robbed. I think the UFC did Jose Aldo absolutely dirty, and I'll talk about that in another video coming tomorrow because I'm just disappointed how the UFC have treated Jose Aldo. And then the second fight of the night, we seen Alexa Grasso take on Natalie Silva. Boys, Alexa Grasso lost. I don't know if it was my Mexican bias getting to me or Alexa Grasso just under-delivering. But Natalie Silva just throws twitches and feints, dude. She's not that good. She just throws feints. She just throws twitches. She's throwing up beakers and test tubes like Corey Sanhagen was doing in that Umar Nurmagomedov fight. She's not that good. She twitches her butt. She's not that good. It makes her look a lot more technical and flary when you're always just twitching, feinting. It's not that. She's not that skillful. Obviously, she was the better fighter than Alexa Grasso on the night. But Natalie Silva, I don't see much going for her, dude. And obviously, we started off the card with Benoit Saint Denis getting a win against Kyle Perpolic. BSD's back in the win column, boys. Life is good again, and that's literally the only fighter that I wanted to win that won. So, boys, it was a pretty underwhelming card, and also Bedtime MMA. You're a snake for snaking Belal Muhammad. I'll never forgive you for snaking Belal Muhammad. This guy glazed Belal Muhammad for months and months, and then all of a sudden he wants to switch up when he's fighting JDM. Yeah, you're a snake. You're a scum, and I'll never forgive you. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you much for watching. MMA Outpost out.